All right, all right. Hello, Gun Nation. We are live. Let me go back up here to the top and we will start doing a little roll call. I was saying hi to people as they were coming in. We had Reloading from the Hot Pot was first in the Big Johnson studio. We had Bald and Curious, Rich B, Dirt Track 410. I hope y'all miss me. We'll get into last week while I didn't do it. And if y'all follow, y'all probably know. Hello, Pelodrome Pictures. How are you? Brian Duchesne. Hope everything is well. Young Guns is in the house. DB's in the house. But yeah, and also I've had people go, "Who's HP? Who's DB?" I just abbreviate names. I've always done that. So I call Hot Pot HP, etc. DB. Y'all get it. So, and cheers, everyone. This is going to be a good chat, and that's a big ass pour. So cheers. Hopefully this thing's not going to delay. But yeah, drinking a little Maker's Mark this evening. The reason why I wasn't on last Wednesday, we had a lot of people in town. My daughter was getting married. I think I told y'all that. So we had like 2.5 days of entertainment between the wedding, the reception, the whole shindig, getting liquor down there, getting all kinds of stuff down there. I was swamped. So sorry about that I missed the chat, but of course, family first, and I would hope y'all can understand that and tell y'all the same thing. But anyway, so that's what was going on. Matter of fact, I bought way too much liquor. We had 150 people. We had whiskey, we had vodka, tequila, white wine, red wine, champagne, beer, tons of beer, all different kinds of beer. Those seltzer things. Hang on one second. Those seltzer things, I don't really drink those, but people wanted them, so I bought a whole bunch of different ones. All kinds of food. So other than and it went very well, but it wasn't cheap, as y'all can imagine. So is it still live? Oh, okay. There's something happening. No? Yeah, okay, we're live. Yeah, the thing was doing something weird, so it was flickering. But yeah, so it was a lot of stuff. I even tried to get away. I was going to try to do it on my phone, but we were staying in a hotel to be close to the venue. So, and of course had to deal with family and all kinds of stuff. Congratulations, Brian. His youngest daughter's getting married next Friday. That's awesome. Hello, Lynn Holt. How are you? I wonder where Pistol Pete is. Hopefully he's doing all right. But anyway, so I had so much alcohol. I mean, everybody drank. They drank a lot. I just bought way too much alcohol. I had no idea. I was planning, because there were 150 people there, and I was planning for 150 plus having some left over. And people were drinking. Had 2 bartenders for the event. And but man, I ended up with a bunch of alcohol still left. So at towards the end of the night, I was passing out bottles of champagne, of course, closed, not open, so people could take it with them. I was giving beer, cases of beer, 12 packs of beer. I even gave a bunch of bottles of liquor away, and tequila and Maker's Mark, and what was the other whiskey? That was another whiskey. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, I still ended up with a bunch bringing it home. So now I already had whiskey. I had a bunch of whiskey. Now I've got more whiskey and vodka and tequila. So not that I'm going to try to finish it off quickly. But anyway, so that's what I was doing last week. So I was had family stuff going on. Hope y'all are all doing well. Booze doesn't go bad. That's true. But I just, I mean, it was a really nice wedding. She had a great time. It was a beautiful event. She was gorgeous. Takes after her mother. And anyway, so a lot of fun. Bradley says his little brother is getting married in October. Man, that's awesome. I wish more young people would get married and have a bunch of kids. And of course, I'm excited. I want some grandkids. My wife and I are ready for that. If it's a boy or a girl, she or he's gonna learn how to shoot for sure. And of course, that's why I was saying good news because of the wedding, but also good news. I had a company reach out to me, not for YouTube, professional business, and anyway, they wanted me to come to work for them, being a regional, uh, executive, whatever you want to call it. So we talked, and we talked again, and they offered me a number. I countered uh, and got exactly what I was asking for. Um, I already signed a letter with them, so they made me the offer, forwarded me the offer letter. I read it, signed it, sent it back. They've already done the full background check, which took about a week and a half. Um, they went back 30 years, which is no big deal. I don't have anything to hide. Education, work, all that other stuff. So I went back about 30 years. And anyway, so I'm probably going to be starting next week. So that's what it looks like. Anyway, so that's good news. So, um, thank y'all for hearing it. Haven't announced it anywhere else, just family, of course. But I figured I would go ahead and let the family members on the chat know about it. So there's that. But anyway, and they came after me, so that was a good thing too. The person I will be working for, I've known in the industry. I've known him probably about 16 years, and he, wanted me bad. So I'm very blessed, and I'm excited for it. I think it'll be a good thing, similar to what I'm doing now, a little more executive things, and I'll still be traveling. So, well, Bald, I'm going on 31 years, so I understand your situation. Yeah, we had, I kind of let my daughter invite who she wanted to. Of course, we had a lot of family in, but this was all about them. My son-in-law is, gosh, what is he, about 6'7"? Yeah, I think he's about 6'7". He looks like a cross between Matthew McConaughey and Jake Owen, the country singer. If you know who that is, pretty much looks just like both of them kind of combined. More on the Matthew McConaughey side. Good-looking kid, nice kid, very smart kid. Financial backing or financial brain. Good kid, good with numbers, that kind of stuff. So, but I did tell him, I don't care how big you are, you better treat her right. So he knows all that. But anyway, oh, thank you, Ranger 10. I appreciate it. And hello, I'm glad you're on here. No, Brian, they actually came to me. It's not that I was unhappy. He had always said that he wanted me to work for him. And he had this position, and first person he thought of was me, called me, and we just started kind of chatting about it. And he made it worth my while. So he beat the number. He treated me right. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm doing. So anyway, and of course I've got a lot of experience in that industry. So it is a related industry. So there you go. Nothing out of my wheelhouse. It's actually super deep into my wheelhouse, and he knows it. Went into my gun store today, Rich B saying, and they had just two Shadow 2 compacts. I was seriously thinking about grabbing one, but then I just decided with my staccato, do I need it? Let somebody else have them. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's kind of where I was going with it. I did see something that was actually really cool, and I have never seen one. And Texas Gun Experience has it. I took a picture of it, and I was like, wow, I did not even know they made this. It is a CZ Custom. I'll try to show you a picture. It's the CZ Custom Elite AO or AD1 or AO1 Compact. So y'all seen the big one, and we all know about that. But this one is the compact version, and it is from CZ Custom. It does have the full bull barrel in it. It is not optic ready, but I'll try to show you a picture of it here. I mean, if you've seen the AO1, I don't know how well that's going to show up. No, it's not. There you go. So that is a CZ Custom bull barrel AO1 compact. So did not even know they made it, but I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Also, I did get to physically put my hands in, I've seen them in stores before, but not physically look through it. The HoloSun, the new all-in-one night vision. It's the red dot with the night vision built into it. It was the SHOT Show craze like a year or 2 years ago, and then they showed it again this year. Texas Gun Experience has them now, and I was able to get it, light it up, or it was lit up, of course, in the store. It was very bright in the store. And I got to look through it, and with it closed and open, and actually it's pretty impressive. Now, they did not have the thermal one yet, so that's the one I'm kind of excited about. This one was cool, but I really want to see the thermal version. I think that's going to be pretty neat. And this one was $9.99. Oh, I'm sorry. The pistol, that AO1 from CZ Custom, is $2,750. So not cheap. Let's see here. Yeah, it's still travel involved, Brian. Yeah. No, I hear you, Brian. I was looking around for a while too. I wasn't in a super hurry. I was, just being very patient, and of course trusting the big man above to lead me the right path, and he did. And then this happened as well. So, I just waited out and made a decision. So anyway, that's what I've decided to do. So tomorrow is the last day with my company I'm currently with. So, and they know and everything. So, also, today I was actually on a sales call in the DFW area. I will not say where. I came out of an office visiting with someone, came out of an office, walked around the counter, and this guy was standing there and he was looking at me. And I haven't seen him on the chat yet. Anyway, he was looking at me and he was like, I was about 10 feet away from him, and he goes, "Do you have a YouTube channel?" And as I was walking closer to him, I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Are you Big Johnson?" And I was like, "Yeah." Anyway, we started chatting. So we talked for about 30 minutes. He's one of my subscribers. I'll give him a shout out. His name is Jonathan. We talked for a while, gave me his business card. He's local, so maybe we'll do some shooting together. So let's see here. Hello, Norwood. How are you? Mike High's in the house. Paladrome is asking me, any experience with Bushnell Match Pro ED or Arkin EP5? I need new glass for a Match 22 LR. I do not have any experience with either one of those, sir. Personally, I don't. So I don't want to speak out of turn. You know how I am. Maybe watch some reviews. Of course, just make an educated decision if you think it's going to benefit you or not. Yeah, the Bull Armory. Yeah, there's a lot of play on those right now too. Ooh, let's see what DC's saying. I'm considering 3 appendix carry options. PO1 ported and cut for an optic with a Cajun Gunworks trigger. TSAS B9R ported, or Beretta 92X RDO with ported barrel and Langdon trigger. Can't decide. Ooh, okay. The PO1 is probably the smallest out of all of those. You've got to think which one's going to work best for you, which one's going to fit your attire, which one's going to be more comfortable for you. Sometimes comfort isn't everything. You want to make sure you can get a full grip on it. And of course, draw it when needed. The Beretta 92 RDO, it's a pretty big gun. It's not that big for me. I mean, it's big, but I could definitely carry it. But some people might not want to carry that gun. That's really, when it comes down to stuff like that, it's really a personal choice. To have someone else that's not you say, oh, that's not for you, or pick this one, you got to pick this one. They're going to show favoritism towards those guns or for a particular gun. So I don't know. I would say whichever one you think is going to work best for you, which trigger is going to work the best for you, which manipulation that you're used to, or on the PO1, would you rather have a decocker? Or that would what are you looking for? That's kind of what it comes down to. Yeah, not everybody has to have a staccato, so I understand it, DC. That's not a problem. Hello, Pranik. How are you? Hello, Abigail. I hope you were doing well. I mean, I agree with reloading. I kind of, and like I've always said, if you're looking for something in particular, don't settle. Get what you want. Even say if it's saving up, and things like that, get what you want. Don't settle. Don't just get something because the money's burning a hole in your pocket. Get exactly what you want the first time. That's what I always tell everyone. The PO1 is a great gun. Oh, Young Guns is in the house. We'll be visiting my mother in Plano, Texas. What's the best gun store to go to? We got to drive to Grapevine. It's not that far away. You can go to Texas Gun Experience. There is one in Plano. It's actually a really nice gun store. I can't remember the damn name of it. I've been there like a couple of handfuls of times. It's a really nice gun store too. You've got Rifle Gear in the Colony. That's a good gun store. And of course, if you've never been to a Shields, they have everything. But Shields is pretty cool too. It's in the Colony. But I would say definitely Texas Gun Experience, because they have super, super high-end guns like Korth revolvers, just stuff that you can go in and just be like, wow. They have a lot of Q products. They have a lot of just really unique high-end stuff that not a lot of places carry. So it's kind of cool to go in and see it. Matter of fact, I didn't post it, but they actually have the John Wick collection. Might be hard to see, but I'll try to show you. They have the John Wick collection. They just got this in for sale. It's $22,000. So you get the John Wick 2 guns, 2 staccatos. You get the bloody pencil. You get the coins. You get all this other stuff. They just got this full kit in. It's 22 grand. So actually, it's exactly $22,000, and it's got the certificate. It is, what is it? It's a limited pack. Oh, 200. It's one of 250. So anyway, you'll get to see, really cool stuff like that. Plus you can check out the range. I mean, it's a cool place. Abigail says, I'm okay for the most part. I'm mentally better than I was a few months ago. Good. That's really good. I know it's just a weird time right now. So, and of course we used to have DMs where you could shoot each other DMs and stuff, but I mean, my email's posted if you ever want to reach out. We want to help and listen when we can. So Yep, Pranik's right. Bower and Denton is cool too. It's a small store, but man, they got a lot of shit packed in it. Man, I really, really hope Tyson wins. I would love that. I don't know. You know, he does have age against him, but you know, they say with boxers you don't lose your power. So I don't know. But what do you want to see, Young Guns? Classic or modern? Yeah. CZ American 22. I have not. I've shot a CZ American, but not a 22, or not the 22 WMR. I have not shot that. Yeah, I would love to see just Tyson just destroy him to just shut him up, but I don't know if that's going to happen. They sell. Believe it or not, the area that Texas Gun Experience is in is a very prominent area. There's a lot of money in that area, and they also are close to South Lake. That's where a lot of the Dallas Cowboys live, things like that. The average beacon score, if y'all are familiar with beacon scores, is usually 825. So it's not a money hurting area. Yeah, they sell that stuff quite a bit actually. It's not just like some little door kicker gun stores, and there's nothing against those. Um, but they do have a lot of high clientele. They also have a lot of customers that come in from Houston, that come in from Odessa, Midland, all that stuff in order to go in and buy guns there. Also, check out K5 Armory in Trophy Club, Texas. K5 Armory. It's a really cool place too. They're good people there. I've known him for a long time. The owner's name's Frank. Really, really funny guy. Really nice guy, but it's K5 Armory. Yeah, Willow Bend's cool. And I would agree with that. Out of all of them, if you're just going to go to one, I would go to Texas Gun Experience. And not just because I really, you know, that's my home away from home. I really like those guys. I support them a lot. They treat me right. Everybody I've recommended to go there, they always treat them right. Um, you know, so they're very good people. Also, just to update, I sent a Romeo 5 into SIG that shit the bed. The buttons were dead, so I only had super high and like, of course, super low. All in between was completely dead. Well, I sent it off to them. They sent me a tag, you know, to send it in. I sent it to them, and I got a new one. So they sent me a new Romeo 5, brand new in the box. It works. I did put it. I went ahead and ordered another one of the Unities. So this is a fake Unity, and it does even have, if you can see it, it's probably hard to see. It does actually even have they faked it pretty damn good. It's anodized. This time I got the FDE. I already have the olive drab one or the green anodized. So this is not a real one, but you can see it does have the locking block. I don't know how well it's going to show. There it is right there. It does have it so it doesn't move. I mean, this thing is they ripped it off. I mean, perfectly. And these things are only like $32, where the other ones are like $245. You know, and I do like to buy American, but man, I'm just throwing this on something. And so I went ahead and mounted it up and put it on a Unity. Just got it off Amazon. So, and this is the second Unity. And so far, they're working great. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I agree. Abigail, if you haven't seen Top Gun Maverick, you should. I agree. That movie is pretty freaking awesome. I remember when the original one came out, I was like, man, they got to remake this, and I'm really glad they did. Correct. I will agree to that, Rich B. You know, yeah. I agree to that. Yes. They had their day with the triplets for sure. But yeah, let's see here. So that was pretty cool meeting a subscriber today because he was like, "Hey, I mean, it was like 10 feet away, and he was like, "Do you have a YouTube channel?" I was like, "Oh boy." And the customer was right there, but I know the customer very well. He didn't care. My line of work, I really don't advertise that very much at all. But anyway, I've seen the original over 30 times. Well, I've seen it a lot, but I don't think I've seen it 30 times. But it is a great movie. Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Oh, yeah. That's a classic. That was a great movie. Hell, I've seen Dirty Harry a crap load of times, too. That was a great show back in the day. Well, Abigail, hell, I can send you a bottle. I think I've got like 10 or 12 bottles left. I bought way too much. I was even passing them out, like I said earlier. I was passing them out at the wedding. I was like, "Here, take a bottle, take a bottle, take a bottle." Let's see here. Oh, also, I ordered something new. Uh, it's going to be shipped, or it's already shipped. It's supposed to be received at my FFL tomorrow. So I kind of went ahead and ordered me something, like a little celebration, um, because I went ahead and ordered something because something was sent to me, and I kind of got into it a little bit. I don't want to badmouth anybody, but I was testing something, and it completely shit the bed. Um, I mean, literally shit the bed. Um, and another upper was sent for it to try to fix it. It did the same freaking thing. So I don't have faith in that one that I was testing. So I got something. I bought this. The first one was sent to me. I bought this from a completely different company, completely different item, same caliber. But anyway, I just went ahead and bought a whole different thing for myself. So, and I've got video of it shitting the bed multiple times. I'm not trying to burn anybody or anything like that, but we might post it up sometime. And I've even given them the opportunity to fix it. They kept saying they were going to send an RMA, send an RMA, send an RMA. Never received it. And I just said, I'm freaking done. I'm done. So I was trying to be very, very professional. But when you're done, you're done. And when it starts damaging all the freaking ammo you're putting through it, you're going to be done because ammo's not free. So there you go. Like I said, we might get into it. We're not going to do it right now, but we might get into it later. Ever heard of zeroing a red dot at 7 yards? It's a new one to me. I have not. I have not seen it at 7 yards, but I mean, I tell people do what you feel comfortable with. I could imagine, when that saying is like, everything's going to happen within 3 to 5 yards, that's been beat into a lot of people's heads. Oh, you're not going to have to shoot far. Everything happens within 3 to 5 yards. So maybe they figured 7. I don't know. I could see where that might happen, but I have not done that. Rocket Man is saying, how has the POF 308 pistol been running? Any other issues? No, no other issues. It's been running great. So, matter of fact, that's what the subscriber I met today was. We were talking about that exact same thing. He was asking me about the POF as well. He has several POFs himself. And I thought that was kind of cool, but I haven't had any other problems with my POF 308. Matter of fact, I was thinking about, I'm going to be try to shoot some other things this weekend. Hopefully the new one that comes in tomorrow, they'll check it in and all that other stuff, and I can pick it up on Friday and maybe go shoot it on Saturday. That's the plan. If it works out, it works out. So hopefully I'll get to do that. And then the next weekend, I was planning on shooting the 308 POF. So that's what I was going to do. No, I passed. Man, I shot a Chris Victor back in the day, and I was like, and I'm if you have a Chris Victor, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings or any of that kind of stuff. Please don't take it the wrong way, but in my opinion, they are pieces of shit. That's just my opinion. If you've got one and you love it and it works great, that's cool. But when I shot one, it was it was way back, all kinds of problems, and um, I passed on it. Brian, I don't want to say that yet. If you want to go back in the library, you can kind of do your own discovery. There's a video up about it. I mean, you know, I'll just leave it at that. If you want to, I don't want to burn anybody yet, but I think I'm going to get into it. So there you go. Mission Ridge. Yep, that's the Pranic. That's the one I was trying to think of in Plano, Mission Ridge. Actually, my best friend's son works there. Hello, Russell Young. How are you? Yeah, I've been in there before. Mission Ridge. It's a nice facility. The shooting range is really nice too. They have quite a few guns there. They have not guns, knives, accessories, shotguns, ARs, all that, ammo, all that kind of stuff. It's a pretty cool place. So yeah, if you're right there in Plano, that's I couldn't think of the damn name of it, but it is called Mission Ridge. Ooh, damn! Blew up his MP5 with a squib. Ooh, that ain't gonna be cheap. Reloading says I shot a KV when they came out junk. Shot a new release 10 millimeter KV and still junk. Yeah, this one that I was testing, they make different versions of this that run great, but I honestly think I might have been the guinea pig on this one because I set it up a certain way. They kept trying to kind of say it could be the way that I set it up, but it wasn't. Um, I talked to the engineer personally, um, and told him every single thing, and it's almost like he was saying I was wrong. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm not ignorant either. And I believe it was a interference fit issue, and it was expanding when it would heat up, and that's what I believe. And I'm very technical. I'm not a gunsmith. I'm not a gun engineer, but I am pretty damn technical. So, but there you go. So let's see here. 511 plate carrier, and it was garbage. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is made overseas too. And I mean, when you're dealing with a plate carrier and it's going to have some weight in it, if you're doing steel plates, bulky plates, you definitely want good thread. You definitely want good stitching. I've trashed a lot of Chinese bags in the past. That's for one reason now I only run Lynx bags. I have trashed a lot of inexpensive rifle bags, inexpensive backpacks, inexpensive, just cheap stuff. Um, and I just, I just don't deal with that anymore. So you're going to pay for it though. It's not cheap. But I believe buy once, cry once. I have bags from Lynx Defense that I have used literally 5 years and beat the shit out of and unzipped and closed and all that stuff thousands of times. Not had one issue. I've had bags from China unzip 50 times and the damn zipper breaks. So, yeah, it is what it is. So, uh, yeah, uh, I've dealt with a lot of engineers, not gun engineers. I've dealt with a lot of engineers in the past, of course, with my line of work and in aviation, automotive, etc. And Some of them are dumber than a box of rocks. And I'm not trying to be rude because I know a lot of very smart engineers, but some of them, they're, they're, it's always their way. But when it comes down to real world use, it's not right. And I would even say, hey, this is not going to work for this particular application. Well, it works in the computer. Well, that's not real world. So there you go. Uh-oh, there we go. I'm sending back Overwatch Precision Trigger that I bought from my Micro Dagger. Constantly pulled 6 pounds, and their customer service sucks. That is not good. Damn. God made mechanics because he accidentally made an engineer first. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. They're like IT support guys that think only they know the answers. Yeah. And like I said, I'm not beating up engineers. I know some very, very smart engineers and very good engineers. Just a lot of them that I've dealt with in the past, I used to call them mole men. And the reason being, I said, you just sit behind a computer in your little room. You don't go out into the real world and all that other stuff. Well, I got pissed off at one of them probably about, I don't know, this was probably about 10 or 12 years ago. And he just kept saying, no, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. So I bought his ass a plane ticket. I literally bought him a plane ticket. And with his name on it, I had my secretary book it all out and order it. I paid for it with the company, but I drug his ass out of the engineering department and flew his ass to Texas and took him to the place where the shit he was talking about that worked on a computer didn't work in the real world. And I proved it to him and had customers rip his ass apart. And he was not a happy camper after that, but he saw I made him see the light. I made him see the light. And after that, he changed his freaking attitude. And sometimes it takes that. So here we go. Hello, Mook. How are you? Really enjoying the RMR HD on the Shadow 2 Compact and RCR on the C2. Oh, that's awesome, man. I haven't even seen one in the wild yet. Texas Gun Experience doesn't have any, so I haven't gotten to play with one. I've been into some other gun stores. They didn't have them either. So I haven't gotten to see one in the wild yet. So that'd be interesting, to see one. I'm glad you're having great luck with it. Trijicon makes a hell of a product. I've got several of them, not of other, like SROs and stuff like that, and really not had any problems with those. Well, I'll take that back. I had one problem with an SRO. Y'all all know that. The reticle separated, but they made it right. Russell says, I am a stationary engineer. I've maintained and operated high-rise office buildings most of my career. That's awesome, man. Like I said, I'm not hating on engineers. Like I said, there are some fantastic engineers. I would never hate on one. It's just some of them that I've dealt with, I'm just like, God, man, glad I'm not your parents. Never take an engineer with you in a sales call. They're 100% about sales. I would never take an engineer in a sales call that I was doing because a lot of them, they talk with words like this. So normal people can't, or they use acronyms, or they use abbreviations and things like that. And basic people can't understand that. I'm pretty fluent in a lot of that stuff because I've had to deal with it. But they're going to talk about how to build a freak. I don't want to say the word, but you all know where I'm going with this. Build a device, and but don't even know how to detonate it. So that's kind of what you deal with some of them, not all of them. And this isn't like I'm not trying to hate on anybody, but no, I know a lot of. I've known a lot of automotive engineers, and I'm not saying this, or aviation and automotive engineers. If you know anything about turbine engines, and some people do, some people don't. Okay, turbine engines on an airplane do just a few things. Okay, they suck, squeeze, bangs, and blows. Okay, they suck the air in, they bang it or basically suck, squeeze. It squeezes or what am I trying to say? Compresses it. Okay, bangs it because of the ignition and then blows it out the tailpipe, just like a normal engine. And it works on thrust. So I can say it in relative terms to a normal person, but I had an aviation engineer one time just go on formulas and just go off during a presentation in front of about 200 people. And I literally had to walk up on there and take the little laser pointer away from him. And I had to take over because it was getting kind of a rowdy crowd. So anything can happen. I'm not saying I'm perfect because I'm not, but yeah, I had to shut him down. And Abigail, I'm telling you, I'm a redneck engineer myself. I can make shit work, and a lot of people are blessed with that. But some people can't tie their shoes. So yeah, redneck engineering, that is true. Diesel engine and boilers in the Navy. Yep. I worked on, and don't even get people started when you're talking about a supercharger or turbos. Holy shit, people lose their mind. They go from naturally aspirated to turbos or fuel injection or non-carbureted, in the race car world. And then you got the fight between turbos and superchargers. Holy crap, that's a whole another ball of worms there. That's what I was going to say, Abigail, that I was being very, very, because there's a term for a turbine engine. And yes, it starts with like your mom. So that's the way it's always gone with the old technicians. We always used to say that. So trying to be correct, Yay. That was good. I needed that. I haven't had it hadn't had a drink since last Wednesday. Hello, Casey Dolph. How are you? But with everything that's going on now, I had to have a talk with, or I didn't have to. I was talking to a guy I know that's been kind of down lately, and I kind of wanted to share this, not his story, but I kind of wanted to share this in case anybody, such as Abigail said earlier, in case anybody's just feeling down. I'm a very positive person. I've always tried to surround myself with positivity. I know that negativity can creep in at times, but with all the crap that's going on right now with the economy, with just all this crap we're seeing, all this negative BS, try to stay positive. Try to walk with a purpose. Keep your head up. Just, sometimes I know us as men and sometimes even, women, they try to just, buck it up and just go through life. And, things are hard. Times are tough. A lot of negativity is creeping into a lot of people right now. But, put your faith up, man. I'm not the perfect Christian. I'm not the perfect person to be viewing this or sharing this. But, we got to look to people that are, that are higher than us. We got to try to breathe in, breathe out, and not take everything so dang seriously. There's going to be good times and bad times, and we've just got to press through because stuff's crazy right now, and it's probably going to get crazier. We know what this year is. I don't want to repeat it because I'll probably get flagged or whatever again. It happens every damn time, it seems like. But I just want to try to share positivity out there and just, if you need somebody to holler at, reach out to me. Like I said, I'm here. I'm not the perfect sounding board, but, times can get better. So I just want to throw that out there. If anybody's just feeling a certain way and they're just like, man, I've had enough of this crap, don't do that. It's just, this shit's not worth it. So don't do that. No, it really didn't have anything to do with voltage. That's when you're getting into distributors versus magnetos. That's a whole different deal there when you're dealing with voltage. Um, Superchargers and turbos, boost. Well, you can run it off the exhaust. It's a whole deal, Brian. It's way too complicated to explain. It's either easier in diagrams or like little motions where you see the air coming to the intake and being pushed out through the exhaust valves, things like that. That's the easy way to understand it for people who just don't live it and breathe it. There's plenty of those little diagrams on YouTube where you can pull it up. How does the supercharger work? It'll show you. And plus, I don't want to go too deep in the weeds with this stuff. Yeah, and I don't watch the news. I do not watch the news. I'm telling you, that is so damn depressing. Don't watch the damn news. Oh, and I don't know if y'all have heard. I don't know if y'all have heard. I'm not trying to spread it, but they're already talking about another strands. Y'all know where I'm going with this, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I'm just like, nope, we're not going there. Nope. My dog is a therapist. Yes, I agree with that. Close your eyes, think about the good things. Yeah, and I mean, Bald's right. There are therapists, sometimes it just helps to talk to somebody. Some therapist, one of my my mother-in-law's best friend is a therapist, or was. She has her PhD. She was a doctor at the VA hospital in Dallas. She's since retired. And she worked with veterans. And God bless her, because, man, a lot of those people are going through some pretty wicked stuff. And, and you've always got to remember there's always somebody out there that's way worse than we are. If something's really chewing you up, there's somebody that's got it worse. So that's where you can get a little positivity and press through a lot of things. Brian is saying, Big J, appreciate your genuine concern, but in my humble opinion, people who are down don't want to get you, or don't want to get your need to be positive speech. I understand. Let's see here. Also, is there anything, and I did want to get into this too, is there anything that y'all have seen that's getting you excited about any guns that are coming out? I did see a thing, I guess it's Fusion. It's a Fusion 2011. And if you look at the angle of the picture, it's kind of like a blurred picture. But if you look at the angle of that 2011, it's got a little bit of different angle. I think you know where I'm going with this. What other gun has a different angle? So I'm wondering if it's going to take a certain mag. I don't know that. I haven't talked to them. I haven't reached out to them. I don't know. Just looking at it, I'm like, that's not a 2011 angle, so to say, or looking at the grip. So I'm wondering if I'm right. And, if you know anything about the platypus, you know where I'm going with this. But I don't know. If y'all have seen it, or seen the sneak picture, maybe y'all can say, oh, yeah, I saw that. Or no, I haven't seen that. But it's called Fusion. I'm not real familiar with the brand. But anyway, I thought that was pretty different. Mook is saying, I'm excited about whatever CZ is about to release. Yeah, me too. I mean, I wish they would just come out with it. Dang it. And I think it's going to be on the P10 line. And as y'all all know, I love the P10s. I'm definitely a P10. I mean, I like a lot of other guns too, but definitely appreciate the P10s. For a striker fire gun, I really do like them. Some people might not, but I like them. And I am going to be moving some dots around. I've got some new dots in. I kind of showed some of them in, I think it was the chat, not last week because I didn't do a chat, but I think it was a week before that, or maybe the week before that. But I'm going to be moving some dots around, testing some more dots, shooting some dots. I got to play catch up on a lot of the stuff that was sent in. So I'll be doing that. And I don't just open up a box and go, hey, here's what it looks like. That doesn't do anything for me. I don't think it does anything for you. But, that's kind of why I was just showing them on the chat so you know what I had. If y'all want to go back and look, I think it's a couple of chats ago, but I had a whole box of stuff. So I'm going to start testing that on some different guns. I've got a couple of testing guns that I'm going to be using, those four, and that way it'll kind of be maybe a more even playing field. I'm not going to be putting them on 2011s or any of that kind of stuff because a lot of people don't have those guns. But I'll have a couple of test guns that people are pretty familiar with, and trying some dots on those. And the new item that I have coming in that hopefully I get to pick up at least on Friday, that's going to be a challenge for holsters. And of course, I'm not saying I'm going to carry it right away or even carry it at all. But, and there's a purpose behind this gun. It's just not getting it to get it. And I'll explain that probably in one of the videos. I don't think I'm going to do a box opening video because I don't really know if people even like those. I'll probably just do a shooting video and then talk about my thoughts afterwards. Maybe we'll do it that way. And then I wanted to try to find maybe if it'll fit in some other holsters that I might already have. If y'all know, I'm pretty big proponent on having dots and lights on guns. I'm not saying you have to, and if you don't, you're not wrong. It's whatever you want. But I'm thinking if I can put this particular light on this gun, since the light is holding the retention and not the trigger guard, I think I've got some holsters that this will work in. I don't know that for sure, but I want to be able to test some of them that I have because I've got a lot of holsters and see if I can get one of these holsters to work for it. And of course, covering the trigger guard, all that kind of stuff. So we'll just see. That's funny, Palindrome. Palindrome says, be original and do a box closing video. Yeah, I could flip it around and say, hey, here it is open, but you can't see it. And then I close it and say, okay, thanks for watching. Yeah, that would, oh man, people would hate that. I'd get a bunch of positive remarks on that one. Let's see here. Hello, Redbird. How are you? Redbird says, no lights, just dots. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Not saying. Now, I haven't, but there's been somebody out there that said if you use either one of those, you're wrong. Y'all know me. I say shoot what you want, carry what you want, use what you want, be you. I am not you. It's freedom. So definitely take advantage of it. To tell me what I can do and what I can't do, that's wrong. That is wrong. And people do it. They tell me I'm wrong for carrying 2011s. They tell me I'm wrong for doing this, but I just let people talk and I do what I want to do. And that's what we should all do. Don't listen to the hate. Let's see here. So hopefully that will be in and I can get that thing picked up no later than Friday. Also, I even thought when I picked it up that I would walk in and shoot it. But honestly, I don't really see a reason in it because it's not set up the way that I buy it is the way that I would carry it or shoot it. So I really don't, it should function. And if it doesn't, it's not going to be because of a dot. So I'm probably just going to go and pick it up and then come back and upfit it and then go a different day and shoot it. That's my plan anyway. O'Brien hates box opening videos. Yeah, they're, I used to do them back in the day, what's in the box. And some people liked it, some people hated it. But, the more I've, I guess, been in this realm and stuff, if you just open it up and you just show me, hey, here's what it looks like, I can probably just go on their website and see what it looks like. So, and what comes in the box. So those don't really do a lot for me. And I'm not saying it's wrong if somebody enjoys doing those. And I have a lot of companies that send me stuff and they're like, oh, do a box opening, do this. And I'm like, I'm going to do what the hell I want. Don't tell me what to do. If you're going to be like that, don't even send the shit in. And they're like, oh, no, go ahead and do what you want to do. Because I'm like, yeah, you don't tell me what to do. So, but if anybody wants a high mount, I'm just being honest with you. These are actually really good. If anybody's like, hey, I'm on a budget and I can't spend the money on a Unity mount, these things lock up really good on the rail. I mean, I've like banged on my rail and tried to knock it off. I can't. I can't even move it. I'm talking a little bit. It's locked on there good. Um, and for 32 or 33 bucks, I think it's well worth it. I mean, I've seen Unity mounts. I have Unity risers, the actual ones, but I haven't had that Unity official one, but I've seen them. And looking at them, it's really hard to tell the difference. So, you know, I'm not one to push Chinesium, but so far so good with those, and they're very robust. They're not cheap. I mean, they're in quality wise. I mean, and I didn't tell you this, but you have your little, and you probably can't see it, but inside there you go. You got a front sight post and a rear ring. Okay, you see the little dial right there, the little black dial. You can actually adjust this, and it moves your rear. Now, of course, your sight radius is, what is that, a freaking inch or inch and a half? It's even less than pistol sights. But like if your dart were to go down, you've got backup sights in there. And that's what's Unity's claim to fame. But you can adjust this and move your rear aperture, which is really cool. And it does even work on this one. So I just did it just a minute ago because I was like, that's off. And I kind of turned it and it click, 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 moves back and forth. So I went all the way to one side, all the way to the other side. So it actually works. Believe it or not, Clyde, and I'll be honest with you, this week I've been carrying the Glock 19X with the Radian on it. So this week has been the Glock. It's right there. So it's on the counter right here. So yes, believe it or not, the Glock 19X. Not because I don't like the others. That's what I carried. So I'm always 100% truthful with y'all. And if you don't believe me, I could grab it, but we're not supposed to show it. So let's see here. All right. Brian is saying, Big J, how much free stuff do larger channels get from companies? I'm sure at your size, you get a fair number of companies that want to send you stuff. They get a ton. I'll just be honest with you. I know some of them personally. I mean, I've got their cell phone numbers. We've talked. They get a ton. Like a lot of guns, a lot of, stuff like that. Of course, I'm not that big or whatever. And I would still give it give y'all a honest review. But yeah, they get quite a few offers, especially if you're members of a group. Some channels are. It's the Leviathan group. Some of them get free pants, free shirts. I mean, they get all kinds of stuff. So, and I'm not hating on anybody. I say, do you? Boo. None of my business. But yeah, when there's new gun releases, if you kind of follow some of the channels I'm talking about or that are members of that group, they all get free guns. And some of the super, super high-end guns, they are test and evaluation guns, and a lot of them do have to send them back or they can purchase them. But a lot of the less expensive guns, everybody gets free samples, so to say. So nothing wrong with that if that's what they want to send out. As long as people are honest about it, I don't have a problem with it. So, but yeah, there's a lot of people that get free stuff. A lot of my stuff is like, Chinesium, and I work with a lot of American companies too. I've got Blue Alpha gear that I've been working with for probably about 6 years. I'll show you this. I haven't even shown it yet. It's a new battle belt. This is their light. So I will be testing this. It's got an inner and outer belt, but it is their new light belt, or their new battle belt. So I will be testing it. I've got a load up stuff on it. I'll be testing that. But I've been working with Blue Alpha gear for probably about 5 years, 6 years. Core sends me free belts, but I've been working with them for 4 or 5 years. Lynx has sent me some free bags, a lot of bag or some of the bags I have purchased with my own money because I like them so much. Harry has sent me free holsters. Armsman has sent me. I always say it. I don't hide it. I just say, hey, this was sent in for testing and evaluation. So I'm 100% upfront. Nobody pays me. None of that kind of stuff. Lock Grips has. I've been working with them for 6 or 7 years. They send in free grips. You know, so. But yeah, I'm always 100% upfront. I don't do stickers. You know me, Rich B. Matter of fact, I just threw some stickers away the other day. Something I ordered, it came with free stickers, and I threw them in the trash. Also, I did order two Surefire stiletto lights. I paid for them. PSA had a sale on them. It's the original models, the 650 lumen models. I ordered two of them because they were on a pretty damn good sale. I think they were like $79. So I ordered two of those because I keep a lot of those kind of lights in go bags and stuff in separate bags, like a car bag, a go bag, things like that. So I always like to have really good lights in a lot of those bags. So I did order a couple of those. Clyde is saying the 19X is becoming regular in the rotation. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about this, and I've said this numerous times. A stock Glock, I do not like. Okay, I don't. I've said that, all that other stuff. My particular Glock has custom stippling. I've had the edges shaved off to where it fits my hand better. It doesn't even say Glock anywhere on it except the mags. I've had it milled. I've got the radiant in there now. Of course, it didn't change the grip angle, but there's other things I like about it. But I made that gun the way, or had it made and done up the way that I wanted it to make it to where I would like it. So if I take a stock Glock out of a box, I do not like them. They're just not my cup of tea. So nothing against people who run stock Glocks, but I made that gun the way that or had it done, and I put triggers in it and all that other stuff the way that I wanted it done. So that's what I've done. And a lot of even other factory guns, some of my CZs, I've done the way that I wanted them done. Striker fire guns, I've made them the way I wanted them. FN guns, PDWs, AR-15s, they're pretty much done up the way I want them with a certain or different types of triggers. I don't like mil spec. I've been there, done that. Not saying they're horrible. It's just I can shoot a mil spec or I can shoot a light trigger. It doesn't bother me either way, but I prefer a lighter trigger. At least on an AR, 3.5 pounds. That's my preferred. My carry pistols, 3.5 pounds. I've carried them less. I even have one that's 2.5 pounds. So, there's just certain things I like. Other people might not like it. That's cool too. But I don't like a lot of just plain Jane stock guns. And nothing wrong if you do. Don't hate on me because I don't. Hello, Big Al. How are you? Southeast Texas cousins. Yes, sir. Yep. Palindrome's not wrong. Glock is the only company in history to make a fortune selling just one gun in 50 variations. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, I mean, and Glock, I mean, hell, you got to give them credit. The damn things go bang, so, I mean, matter of fact, I even have something coming in for a Glock, and it's from a buddy. So it is not from a company. It is from a friend of mine, and y'all all know who he is. He is sending me something to test. So I think it's going to be pretty cool the way I'm going to set it up. Let's see here. Love bag slings. The Vickers padded or unpadded are fantastic, BJ. If you happen to get two of them in the Desert Tan, I'll pay for the shipping. Yeah, I actually have a lot of the Vickers. Oh God, what are they called? The Blue Alpha Gear, or no, Blue Force. I have some of the Vickers slings already. I like them. They're good slings. Yeah, I'm definitely not a sticker fan. Turkey's opinion says I'm usually too cheap to upgrade anything. Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. I always tell everybody do what you want to do. There's no hate in that. No hate at all. I only own one Glock, a Gen 5 17. It's okay, but I wouldn't carry it. Yeah, and I mean, and I've always said this. I have always said this. If you're a gun guy, like, and you were dealing with SHTF or whatever might happen, I always suggest at least owning one Glock and not a 43 or a 48. A standard Glock, a 19, a 17, a 34, whatever, so you could run regular capacity. Because if anything were to happen, you're going to be able to find all kinds of parts and shit for that gun. Y'all all know that. So that's why I think everybody in their collection, if they collect 1911s or whatever it might be, or if they're even into shotguns and deer rifles, I think everybody should have at least one Glock. I just always have. I even tell friends that, new people that I get into shooting, not that Glock is the end all be all. A lot of people don't like the grip angle and stuff like that. I get it, because I don't either. But I think each person should at least own one Glock. Um, Reloading, if I get more stickers, I usually just take them to Texas Gun Experience and give them bags of freaking stickers. I've done that multiple times and let the employees have them. But if you want them, I'll send them to you. I'll adopt a G17 if you don't want it. Let's see here. Scott says, "Were you tempted to pick up the one of the Glock 17Ls that have been around lately?" I have a 17L. Yeah, I already have a 17L. Yeah, I actually like the 17L, believe it or not. I really do. And what's weird is, you got that weird Glock angle a lot of people don't like. But because of the length of that slide, and plus, remember, my 17L is not just a normal 17L. It's got a threaded barrel and a freaking comp. So that thing is like 7.5 inches long. It's a beast. As long as that sight is, when I hold it out there, if I don't use a dot and I just have standard irons, as long as that thing is with the grip angle, when I throw it out there, I see those sights perfectly. It's so weird. If I do it with a shorter, like a 19, I have to dip the nose down in order to get the normal 1911 sight radius. But on the 17L, it's money every freaking time. But of course, I use dots. Yeah, I mean, that's good. That's what I've got. I mean, like I said, I carry mine. Uh, one thing I can say about it is another thing. If you have like a PCC that you're using, like even a bag PCC, and it takes Glock mags, it's kind of smart to carry a Glock as an EDC because you have mag compatibility, if possible. That's a positive there as well, because if you carry an AR but you carry a Glock on your person, those mags are not compatible. But of course, and this is me, I would rather carry even a 5.56 over a PCC for something popping off. So, or 300 blackout, of course. All guns should be Glock. Yeah. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with just owning a Glock. I mean, I have friends where they have one shotgun, one pistol, one rifle, one this, one that. Nothing wrong with that. Nobody, not everybody needs a whole ton of guns. That's why I say always do you, boo. Don't try to keep up with everybody. There's no reason in that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. The first thing I always do when I get a Glock, and I've had multiple Glocks, I only own two now, but in the past I've had multiple Glocks. The first thing I do is change out the trigger, because here's what bugs me. The trigger is not horrible. I mean, some of them are pretty damn heavy, but it's the safety blade. The safety blade itself does not fold all the way in, so it kind of protrudes a little bit. and it will literally, I can shoot 150 rounds, whatever, and it will literally make my finger bleed from that little freaking thing that sticks out. I hate it. It just drives me insane. And it's kind of got that, you know, it's not a flat trigger, and I'm a flat trigger guy. So even on ARs, 1911s, even pistols, I do prefer a flat trigger if I can get it. Just always been that way. So I don't like the little, I hate to use the word dingus because that's not what it's called. It's a safety blade. But man, I just hate the stock safety blade. It drives me freaking crazy. Oh man, Abigail's throwing out that knowledge. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is. It is. I love them both. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, and Lynn, that's kind. I want to say that's kind of what it does to me. It makes it bleed, but and y'all can't see it, but I like this first joint in football. I ripped this, and my finger bent all the way back. I don't think you can see it. Yeah, you can't see it. Anyway, from right here in this joint, it literally was completely separated, and this was folded all the way back. And the bone, it was a compound fracture, and so that's my trigger finger. And I do have a nerve issue there, and it makes it bleed. And also, man, it starts tingling, and I can't feel it. It gets numb. It's just weird. And that little thing like accents that. When I shoot a flat trigger, it doesn't bother it. It's only when there's something protruding out that it really irritates it. So that's probably another thing that really bugs me too. So I can completely relate with you, Lynn. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen people do that before. Trigger bar, you're not the first one to do it. I just yank them out and throw another trigger in there. Like I'm a big Apex fan. I've worked with them in the past. Haven't really needed one in a long time, so I don't really bug them. But they make great products, and they're always drop safe. They're way ahead of a lot of triggers. I know some people say, "Oh, well, this trigger's lighter or whatever." I get that, but theirs are always drop safe. So, not saying I drop my guns a lot, but if anything were to ever come up, that way it's at least somewhat covered. And I'm not worried about running aftermarket triggers. If they threw that shit up to me, or whatever, I'd be like, hey, a lot of those triggers actually make you more accurate. Because you don't have an 8-pound trigger you're trying to squeeze and shaking and doing all that kind of stuff and have your sights off, your perp, so to say. And I'm not law enforcement or military, don't claim to be. But let's see here. All right. Well, we're about 8:12. Any other things that y'all have? Anything? Let's see here. What's Brian saying? Please explain how blah 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 is sending the weapons aid to Israel was passed to come to sign the financial approvals. Yeah, Brian, you got it. I mean, man, what's happening there. I mean, it's well, like I said, I don't really want to. We're all on the same page there. You got a crazy person running the insane asylum, so you know. And here's, I'll just say it again. This is where we, and I say we, have to decide. Are you going to just follow whatever they say, or are you going to do what you want to do? So that's what I say. I'm living my life for me, not for them. Y'all should do the same, because sometimes what people tell me, or a lot of times what people tell me to do is not what I do. I do what I want to do. So, could it bite me in the rear? It could, but it is what it is. So, and I agree with Abigail. You've got companies, abbreviations are BR. y'all, if you're smart or if you've been following, you know who I'm talking about. There's way bigger corporations running shows. So, and it starts with a color, and the initials are BR. So, just look, just look, pay attention. Who owns what, and that will show you what's happening. Don't be naive and believe what they're telling you. Do your own research. I've always said that. Kind of like when you're watching stuff for reviews. Don't take everything I say with a grain of salt, or with, that's the Bible, the other person with the Bible, take it with a grain of salt. And then, because what works for me might not work for you, and all this other stuff. And there's shills out there. We all know that. But I say, look at multiple things, get your own opinion, and then make your own decision. Hello, Trigger Bar. How are you? Exactly, Abigail. Exactly. I agree with that 1,000%. Trigger Bar is in the house. Brown and Root. Yeah. Brian, you know who I'm talking about. Yep. Yeah, and also, just so y'all know, I always say this, there are a lot of content creators in the chat right now. Please go over, check out their channels, subscribe, like, follow, all that stuff. I have had a lot of people recently saying that, man, I know I'm subscribed to you, but I'm not getting alerts. I'm not getting notifications. I looked, I'm not even subscribed to you. So just check your subscription. I'm not begging for any of that, but just check your subscription. If you're not subscribed, click subscribe, and, all the alerts on. I want to try to, have y'all follow me. I follow, like I said, it's all a big family thing here. But anyway, it's about 8:16. We will shut this bad boy down. Any questions, comments, anything like that after the chat, please leave it. I will get back with y'all. I'm glad that I'm back. Like I said, that was for my daughter's wedding. Of course, that's, super important. I've definitely always been there for my kiddo and will continue to be so. But I did miss last week, and I was like, man, I missed the chat. That's, God, the first one I've missed in years. I don't even know. One time I was on vacation in, Europe and stuff, but and major time difference. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the new position that I'm taking. Of course, I'm still going to do the Wednesday night chats, all that stuff. None of that's going to change. It won't interfere, as I've been told. So we will do this again next Wednesday. I might be local. I might be somewhere else. I don't know that. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't know if I'm going to have to go to the headquarters next week. I don't know that. I'm planning on doing a chat. I don't know if it's going to interfere, but I'm taking my computer with me so I can do it in the hotel. I could be on a different time zone if that happens, but we'll figure it out. But I have plans to. And then after that week, it should be cake after that. Just in case I have to fly down there this week or this coming week or the week after. But anyway, or fly up there. But we will. Thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate that. Thanks, Trigger Bar. But yeah, I appreciate all y'all. I mean, like I said, y'all are family too. It's not, I don't just say that. I've got some long time family members in here, and I really do appreciate all y'all. So it really means a lot that y'all tune in and, hit the thumbs up and all that other stuff. So I do appreciate it. And we will do this next week, hopefully. I don't think anything's going to get in the way. If it does, I'll throw an announcement out this time if something were to happen, but I'm planning on it. So, and also Trigger Bar, and y'all see him right there. It says Trigger Bar Philosopher. He is actually thinking about doing a live chat himself, like kicking off a live chat. So let him know if you want him to do a live chat also. He's a smaller channel, newer channel, but like I said, we all want to share the love. That's what it's all about. But let him know if you want him to do a live chat. He put up a little poll over on his channel and said, should I do a live chat or not? Let him know what you think. I know there's a lot of live chats out there. I've been doing this for 6 or 7 years, and y'all are some diehards. I mean, y'all have been with me for a long, long time. But You know, and of course, Christmas 740, there's a lot of people that, you know, do live chat. So please go over and support them. But I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful night. Love one another. Stuff's bugging you, and try to brush it off. Keep your head up. You know, we will all press through everything that's happening right now. Hopefully, it will be better on the end. That's what we're all hoping for. But y'all have a great night. Appreciate y'all. And remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation. So we all got to carry on. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate y'all.